What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We're back at Copart here in Oklahoma City for another Copart walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. All right, guys, we're gonna do kind of a walkthrough in this video because I am short on time and we're gonna just do this together. This is gonna be just like if you were out here with me, this is what you'd be going through. All right, we're gonna walk around, and yesterday I went through all of those cars, and today I'm going to try to go through everything over here. Some of these we've already seen, so I'm not going to take any time to look at them. Is that, wow. Hold on just a minute. Ouch. Man. Yeah, that was a nasty wreck right there. Good Lord. Okay, well, there's a smart car. One of these days I'm going to buy one of these, and I'm going to paint it. I'm going to send it to Mako. I'm going to buy one. I'm going to send it to Mako, and I'm going to have them paint it just like those little Tykes cars. You guys remember the little Tykes car? We all had one when we were kids, right? I think it was red and yellow, if I remember right. The body was red, had like a yellow roof. You guys remember, right? You'd get somebody to push you, and you would steer on the inside. You remember. Come on. Tell me that car would not look amazing painted red with a yellow roof and put some little Tykes stickers on it. If I ever find one, I'm absolutely doing that. So here's my little Lincoln MKZ. This is one that I kind of want, but it's not up for sale. We see that all the time out here. So it's on my watch list, and we'll see what happens. The goal is to kind of walk through here. Let's see if we can find anything interesting like this SL. I love this. It's banged up pretty good, and I think we've seen it before on the channel. Now listen, if you guys see something that I've missed, feel free to comment down below and say, hey, at such and such time, you know, you can say like at 3:20 for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Just put that in there and say, hey, you missed this type of car. You know, go check it out if you would next time you're out there. I'll be happy to check out any cars that are still here that you guys comment down below and say that you want to see. Ouch. You know, what is a little A220? I don't know. We've seen about 150,000 of those, and they just don't really impress me. It's a 4MATIC. It's a CLA 250. My apologies. But I'll tell you something. I'm more interested in the Saturn. I know. I'm more interested in the 90s, or this would actually be 2000s, I think. What, like a 2002 or something? Saturn SC 1 or 2. I'm assuming this is an SC2. Far more interested in this with a busted headlight than I am in a broken down Mercedes, but that's just me. Let's walk around it real quick. Actually, this looks like it may be an SC1. It is an 02 Saturn SC1. That means you get nothing. You get hubcaps. You don't get wheels. It was bottom of the barrel Saturn. This is the 3-door, and it does have hubcaps. You don't get a fancy spoiler. You don't get leather interior. You might get power options like power windows and locks, maybe, if you're lucky. But what I like about the SC1s is, ooh, there we go. Ah, there it is. They all came with a manual. I'm lying. They did not come with a manual transmission. A lot of them came with automatics as well. But you'll find in a lot of the SC1s, you did get a manual transmission, and you get the manual windows, manual locks. Like this one is bare bones, basic as you can get. You get nothing. You get nothing. The downside, in my opinion, the biggest downside to buying an SC1 or an SL1 over the SL1 or the SL2 or the SC2 is what's under the hood. This engine's going to be like a 1.9 liter single overhead cam versus the 1.9 liter dual overhead cam. Now, you get that twin cam with the manual transmission and you're in business, buddy, because these can be really fast. Guys, I had one of these that I did nothing but throw a turbo kit on and a tune, and I was running 11s in the quarter mile at 158 miles an hour. Yeah, out of a little twin cam Saturn, just like this. Oh, this is a single cam, obviously, but just like this car, I was running those speeds, 11 seconds, 192 miles an hour from a twin cam with a single turbo. And it was an eBay turbo. That's it. Super cheap. Crazy, man. These things are ungodly fast. If you believe me, well, I got some oceanfront property in Arizona, that I'll sell you real cheap. Obviously, I'm lying. I'm absolutely making all of that up. Now, the truth is they're fun cars to drive. Even the single cam is a fun car to drive, but none of them's fast. But if you're going to get one, get the twin cam if you can find it. Unfortunately, these cars are getting pretty rare. You just don't see them very much anymore. Look, you get captain's chairs in the back with cup holders and little storage bins. And the great thing about this base model car is there's really nothing to break on it. You know what I mean? Manual windows almost never quit working. Manual locks, they always seem to work as well, don't they? It's crazy. Without the power options, things just seem to work like they're supposed to. It's got power. That's why I closed the hood. I assume it's going to start because I can see we have power. The shifter doesn't feel too sloppy, surprisingly. It's a 5-speed, not a 6. We'll check the air conditioning and everything here in a minute. Why don't we, oh, it's going to be one of those. So in case you guys don't know about the GM wiggle, this is a common issue with a lot of GM cars, especially Saturns. I don't know why Saturns were so bad, but I don't think I've had a single Saturn that you could just turn the key and go. Now, yeah, see, even with the wheel loose, it doesn't. So what you do is you take your key, and this key's seen better days for sure, but you take your key, put it in the ignition, and you start jiggling. There we go. See what I mean? You have to know these cars to know stuff like this, guys. And yeah, I know all too well about this. Let's push in the clutch. Clutch feels good. It's got an interstate battery. That's the real reason I knew it was going to start. Interstate battery, man. It'll start every time. Boy, she's idled high. 2,000 RPM, vibrating like crazy. That's another common trait from these Saturns. Check engine light is on. Mileage 104,932. That's honestly pretty low mileage for one of these cars. 104,000 for a 2002. That's not bad at all. Let's turn on the air conditioning and see if it does anything. We'll turn on the radio. Radio works. Horn? Yep. Signals. Yes. And I probably should have left the e-brake seems to work. I should have left the hood open because I wanted to double check the damage under there. Dashboard looks to be in good shape. I mean, honestly, overall the car is not bad, but you can see how badly it's shaking because look at the sun visor. And yes, that's normal. That is completely normal on a Saturn, man. These things will kind of rattle your teeth out. Let's put it in gear. And do we have a clutch? Forward? Yep. Backward? Yep. E-brake works, holds nicely. So yeah, as far as the air conditioning goes, come on. I probably should have turned it up a little bit. Let's see. It feels like it's cold, but at the same time, it's kind of cold out there today as well, so yeah, it works. That definitely works. It's definitely colder than it is outside. Nice. We'll go ahead and turn it off. Make sure that e-brake is holding. And as you can see, the RPMs are still crazy high, guys. And it ain't going to go down. It will not go down until the engine is warmed up enough, and then it'll just kind of randomly drop down to under 1,000 RPM. At least that's my experience with these. I've got the e-brake on. It's holding nicely. What a great old car, man. Careful with that door. Let's just let's take a closer look under here real quick and see if it's just a headlight or if we've got some underlying damage or something down there. Because I'm low-key interested in it. Very low-key. I really have no use for something like this, but come on. You can see how that engine is just vibrating away, man, and idled way too high. Usually these things would have idled down by now. I'm kind of surprised that it's still idled way too high. Could be a vacuum leak. So over here at the damage, Let me hold this hood up with my other hand. It looks like the damage is really just isolated to replacing the headlight and the headlight bracket. Everything else under here looks pretty good. The bumper obviously will need replaced. It's plastic, it's really not that big of a deal. You got a lot of scrapes from the accident on the bumper. I wouldn't worry about those. That's something, you take this car, it needs to be painted anyway, so I wouldn't even worry about it. The only thing I'd replace on, oh, the hood, I didn't see that. Hood needs replaced as well. So get yourself a hood. I wouldn't stress over the bumper. A hood, a headlight, and a fender. And then send it down and get it completely repainted, because the paint, the clear coat has peeled and flaked off of this whole thing. So you might as well just get this thing sanded down, put a fresh black paint job on it. This car looks slick. I'm not sure why it didn't idle down yet. That's a little crazy. Let's shut it off. Let's restart it. No, she's determined to idle that high. That is crazy, and that is absolutely not normal. You can see the temperature gauge is already coming up. It should have idled down. So there's something going on there, and it might have something to do with the check engine light. You know, you run those codes, you might find out you got a massive vacuum leak somewhere. That would be my guess. I would guess a huge vacuum leak to be running that high. Put it back in gear, and this is something to put on my list, guys. I don't know. I don't need it, but I kind of do like it. I can't wait to hear the flack, because I walked past a Mercedes and walked right up to a Saturn. That's, I'm sure a lot of you are going to have something to say about that. I don't entirely blame you. It's just, that's me though. You know, I love my old bizarre cars, and the Saturn was just, the Saturns were crazy, man. That was a real leap in technology. For those of you that don't remember, the plastic body panels, you know, they had commercials back in the days of those Saturns with your kid playing ball in the yard, and oops, the softball hits the side of the car. No problem, no dent. You know, they show car doors dinging into the car, and it's like, look at the body panels flex, no dents. You know, never worry about a dent again. And it's true, because the whole side of the car, from the fender to the door skins to the rear quarter panel, it's all plastic, every bit of it. The only thing metal is the roof, the hood, and the trunk. And the hood and the trunk are completely replaceable. You can replace that as an entire panel at home as a DIY. The roof, well, that's a yeah, that's a different story. That's not so much a DIY type of job, but basically you had a car that was cheap, and it was something that you could take to the supermarket every day. You could take to work, and you didn't have to worry too much about door dings. It was a great new kind of technology for cars, and I still believe that Saturn was an amazing company. They were sold as disposable cars. You know, they were not looked at as you know, a high-end kind of car. Even if you had the top of the line Saturn, you know, people looked at you like, oh, that person's poor. I would never look at someone like that. I don't judge people based on the kind of car they drive, but that's just the way people looked at it. You know, especially if someone was sitting next to you in their Mercedes Benz, looking at you sitting in a Saturn. You know, it's like, pfft. But the fact of the matter is, those Saturns are still running. A lot of those old Mercedes from that era, they're long gone, man. Long gone. So I like the Saturns. I think they're different, unique vehicles, and I'll love them till the day I die. Let's continue on. We've already looked at that Mercedes sitting back there. That's the one that somebody pulled all the wires out from under the hood. Like I said, I'm out here kind of doing a quick walkthrough to see if there's anything out here besides the same stuff that we're always looking at. I keep hoping that we're going to find some crazy unique vehicle out here. Oh, never mind. Biohazard, and it's a wreck. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ouch. Right through the A-pillar, man. That took a nasty hit. Yeah, it just seems most of the cars out here are just your typical vehicles, man, because this is what most people are out here driving. Most people in Oklahoma are not rolling around in, you know, an AMG S. They're not rolling around in a McLaren. They're not rolling around in Ferraris and Lamborghinis. I wish they were. I'm not saying people don't. They definitely do, but it's not something you see all the time, and it's almost never that you'll see something like that out here in one of these lots. And the reason for that is simple. Even if someone out here crashes their McLaren or their Lamborghini, guess where they're not sending it? they're not going to send it here. No, they may bring it here to put it into the garage to hold it, but most likely the insurance company is going to send that thing on a truck to another place, probably somewhere like Dallas, to the Crash Toys sites or something like that. They're going to send it somewhere where cars like that actually sell, because Oklahoma would not be the best place for something like that. I'm looking at this because, well, it says Lost Society on the windshield. 17 Maxima with the 3.5. This is another car that I love. I love the Maxima. And I have loved Nissan Maximas pretty much from the beginning of time, when they were kind of subcompact. They were really little, square, boxy cars. I loved them then, and I've loved most of them throughout the years, all the way up till now. The only thing I don't like is CVT transmissions, and I haven't kept up with the Maxima. I don't know a lot of the technical specifications to be able to tell you if the Maxima utilizes a CVT, but I'm willing to bet that it does, because Nissan, well, they use CVTs in everything. And I think that's sad if it has a CVT transmission. This car got tweaked out a little bit. You know, it's got the chrome tinted windows. It's got the fake carbon fiber door handles. But overall, I think it's still a good-looking car. Yeah, I like it. I do. Panoramic sunroof. I love that chrome tinted windows. That's old school, man. I remember people used to do that in the 90s. It's purple when you look out of it. That's weird. Check that out. Looking out, it's purple. That's different. Huh. Okay. This is my therapy, is what it says on the rear view mirror there. I don't know if you can even read it, but let's see if it fires up. Of course it does. It's a Nissan. What do you expect? Set up key link. Don't know what that is. 3/4 of a tank of gas, 87,000 miles on the odometer. You got a CD player. Looks like a USB card. See, this feels like a performance car. I mean, really. You got your heated seats, normal and sport modes. Then whatever this is, I guess a jog dial, probably for your infotainment center. You've got GPS. You've got your climate control down here. Brushed aluminum, plastic, but it looks like brushed aluminum on the sides. Very nice. This is actually a pretty nice car. I really do like the Maxima. Forward. Backward. Yeah, not too shabby. Steering feels good. You got that flat bottom steering wheel. Gives you that sports car feel, you know. I mean, it's a four-door. It's a Nissan Maxima. Yeah, they did a little something to the exhaust. It sounds okay. It's all right. Let's pop the hood. Looks like there was a sub and amps in here. Let's pop the trunk and see if they left any of that stuff. They never do. I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. But we'll check anyway. Nope, they took it. They left all the wires back there, though, so. Yeah, this is something I definitely drive. I like the Maxima, but I know it's going to have the CVT transmission, and I want nothing to do with that. I'm surprised that it's totaled for this, so there must be some type of damage to the frame underneath here that's just, we're not seeing it. I mean, you can obviously see the gaps. I mean, the fender has been knocked into the door. It's overlapping. You've got lots of damage up here. I'm sure tons of stuff is damaged under there that we can't see. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think, is there must be some type of frame damage, because this doesn't, from first impressions anyway, it doesn't look that bad. Oh, wow. Yeah. You got a Spectre hot air intake. That's nice, because it's sucking air literally from, you know, your exhaust manifolds right here and the other ones in the back there. So it's just sucking air. And then this is great too. You see this port? I don't know how well it comes out on camera. There it is right there. This port. Yeah, that's a vacuum leak right there. That's what it is. Because if you notice, you have your mass airflow sensor down here at the front. You go to this coupler, and then right behind it, you have a vacuum leak. Yeah. Oh, there's another vacuum leak too. Hold on. You see right here? Do you see this hole? That's another vacuum leak. So you got a vacuum leak there, and you got a vacuum leak right there. Yeah. Post mass airflow sensor. So this car is gonna be all kinds of pissed off. Then you got these wires that are just broken all over under the hood. Same thing here, more broken wires, and this wire is just kind of tossed here, and you got another wire that's hanging out right there. This is interesting though. You have rust in the strut tower already. Considerable rust already in the strut tower. That's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, guys, I think we're gonna avoid this one and continue on. This little Nissan Versa, we've already seen this, and obviously it's still here. So let's just keep going and see what else we can find. A little BMW, it's completely crunched in the back. I know some of you guys really like Volvos. I'm not a Volvo guy, but it doesn't hurt to take a quick peek at it, I suppose. Hell, this is pretty decent. So it's a 2019 Volvo XC90 T6. That's a mouthful. It's also crunched in the back, but I mean, it doesn't hurt to take a look at it anyway, right? Yeah, that's pretty significant damage. But look, the taillight almost survived. I mean, the cover didn't, but it looks like the rest of it is still intact. Oh, it took a hit over here too. See, I thought it was only one side. Nope. Nope, this thing just, it took a beating. Boy, did it take a beating. And take a look at this door. You can see the frame damage because literally the door overlaps the quarter panel. And look at this gap. Look at the body line here. I mean, look at it straight on. That's not right. That's not going to open. I'm sure this one, oh, well, it could just be locked. It may just be locked. I'm curious to see what the interior of this thing looks like, though. Like I said, not a big Volvo fan, but I'll check them out anyway. Oh, really? Yeah, well, that's a crying shame, isn't it? Yeah. So it's locked, in case you couldn't tell. I wonder if the keys are inside of it, though. Yeah, they are. I don't know if you guys can see, but the key is literally hanging under the steering wheel there. So the keys are in it, and you can use the proximity thing and nothing. Nope. All right. Well, that sucks. Look, I was finally going to give a Volvo a shot. I was going to check it out. I want to see what everybody was talking about, and yeah, it locked itself with the keys in it. That's smart. Real smart. Oh yeah. Hey, I remember you. Yeah, this thing was going up for sale the other day, and I didn't bid on it. I don't know why. I was really interested in this one too. I didn't miss the auction. Like, it came up and I saw it and I was like, nah, I just at that moment didn't feel like messing with it. A Dodge Dart, a Kia Forte. Ouch. Oh my goodness. Toyota Camry. Wow. You know, this is a little crazy, right? I mean, this damage is just unbelievable. Obviously, the car's totaled, right? I mean, you could look at it and see this car is totaled. The sail panel is completely trashed. The roof is trashed. The door is trashed. B-pillar, C-pillar, quarter panel, everything is literally gone. The suspension is everything is done. But then you come over here and the insurance company is like, you know what? I don't think that's enough damage. I mean, look at this, guys. The roof, look at this. Are you serious? Are you serious? The insurance company's like, you know what? I don't think that's going to do it. You guys need to check it over and see if there's anything else that might, you know, contribute to considering it totaled. So they circle these few very minor imperfections, you know. Oh, hold on. They put a big line over a crack. It's got a cracked windshield. Oh, wait a minute. It's got paint missing on the hood. Wait a minute. There's a dent in this fender. But hold on. Look, guys, this is important. We have yellow paint transfer on the bumper. You better circle that paint transfer right there. Because this is the straw that broke the camel's back. There's a tiny dent right there. You can't even hardly see it on camera, but there is. It's about the size of a pinhead. And there's another one right there. That is what's going to total this car out, guys. Not that. Nope. It's going to be those two little circles. What? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, here's an Audi. Let me tell you something. If you guys have not seen Swamp Boys Garage lately, you need to go check them out, man. Father and son channel. Really, I shouldn't say father and son. It's mostly father and son, but they get the whole family involved from time to time, man. They do some cooking and stuff and car repairs, and they currently just bought, if I remember correctly, it's an Audi S5 with some front end damage, and they're actually they're rebuilding that on the channel. You should go check them out. Big shout out to my friends over there at Swamp Boys Garage. All right, continuing on. I'm not seeing anything, man, like nothing that I'm interested in. And we're running out of, ouch. Well, I love a Hyundai Elantra. Biohazard. Yeah, I imagine so. And then, what did this used to be? Was this a Toyota, was this an old Corolla? It may not even be a damn Toyota. I don't know. Let's take a look. This is a, a 99 Toyota Corolla. Boy, it was, wow. I mean, it literally ran underneath something. That's another reason I get worried about driving these teeny tiny cars, man. Like, I like driving bigger cars. Lately, though, oh, my Corvette is still here. Is it unlocked yet? No, it's not. And the key's still in it. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, still dead. Still can't get in it. I've been driving every one of my cars from the 80s and the 90s. I'm working on something. I'm going to make a video eventually after I've had time to thoroughly test and daily drive each one of them. But I'm daily driving each one of my cars from the 80s and 90s so I can do a video where I can come back and talk about the experience with all of them. I have not driven my truck. I got a brand new Ram 1500 Limited. And it's been parked for about a month. It just sits in the driveway. Haven't even started it, haven't moved it, nothing. It's just been sitting there because I've been enjoying taking out my my old school cars, man. But yeah, some of them are a little smaller, like the Chevy Cavalier Z24. That's a smaller car, and it's a little nerve-wracking, but it rides like a big car. It's so comfortable, and it's so smooth on the road. Same thing with the Fox Body Mustangs. They're also kind of small cars, you know, but they feel a little bit bigger when you're on the inside. And I guess that's probably the way all of these things are. This is an interesting little Subi right here, man. Subaru Legacy L. Oh, wow. Never mind. I didn't realize it was... Yeah, I didn't realize it was like that. We'll skip that. And I know here's a Tesla Model S. This looks like a relatively new one, and it doesn't run. And it says pyro fuse pulled ? Could be, or it could just be dead as a doornail. I'm curious though. Does it? No, you can't get in it at all. Nope, it's a P100D though. So that's nice. What year is this? Ouch. Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't take much to total these cars, man. Teslas it's a 17. It is a little bit older, isn't it? 17 Model S P100D. And it's dead as a doornail. Uh-oh. I can't get out. Can I get out this way? Nope. I can't get out that way either. Yeah, Tesla's insurance. I don't know how many of you have owned Teslas, but I'm here to tell you, insurance rates on Teslas are high. Like, you're going to pay a lot of money for insurance on a Tesla versus a normal car. And that's one of the things that I didn't like, because the car payments are already pretty high on a Tesla, and then you add to that the high insurance premiums, and then you add to that there's only a few select places here and there where you can take it to get serviced. Basically, a Tesla service center. This is my Impala. This is my old Impala. Anyway, yeah, very, very few and far between Tesla service centers that you can go to get your Tesla serviced or repaired. It just makes for a rather unpleasant experience. Throw on top of that the charging. It's getting harder and harder to charge because so many Teslas are riding around traveling these days that everybody's at a charger charging. You end up having to wait in line to charge up. It's getting bad. I hope they can do something to make that better. They're going to need a lot more chargers and faster charges as well. With that, I recognize this car. This is my Chevy Impala. I can't believe it's just sitting back here. It's sitting literally in a mud hole. I don't even want to walk over to it. I kind of forgot about it. The insurance company took it, and I had such a bad experience with this insurance company. It was a really, really bad experience with this insurance company. This isn't even up for sale. And it's been sitting here for a while, guys. Let me take a look. This says pickup date 11/15. So it's been sitting here for over a month with hail damage. And this back tire was constantly going flat. I never got around to fixing it because, well, it got totaled from hail damage. That's weird. Like, I mean, it's one thing when I sell a car through Copart and I see it sitting out here. That's normal, you know, whatever, no big deal. But it's different when you have a car that literally got totaled and you find it sitting out here on the yard. That's different. Let's see how it looks. Yep, still smells the same. Smells good. It's still very clean on the inside anyway. Outside is filthy. I drove this car every single day. I mean, I drove this thing everywhere. I fell in love with this car and the fuel economy. I wonder if it's dead. It's been a while. I'm curious if it'll fire up. Let's take a look. And man, Brian did such a good job. Yeah, you can see people's been in it. It's got footprints all over it. And oh, let's put the key in it. See, look at all the key fobs. I gave every key fob I had with this car. See? I wasn't shady like some of these people and kept my key fobs. I gave every key fob I had to this thing. Oh, how you doing, girl? I missed you. I did. Oh, the check engine light's on. I don't remember the check engine light being on. Well, that's new. TPMS light, obviously, looks like I left it with no gas. That's unlike me. Typically, these things come with gas, but yeah, I don't remember. 2 flat tires, 158,000 miles on the odometer. Man, listen, guys, I'm here to tell you. Does this still have my Sirius? I don't even remember how to work it. Is it media? Yeah, XM. Here we go. Channel not authorized. Yeah, so XM got turned off. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if you don't mind, let me see if I left anything in here. If you don't mind the hail damage, and I've said this a million times, like if I buy a car with hail damage, I don't care about the hail damage. It's not something I'm worried about. I don't concern myself with hail damage if I bought it that way. The only time I worry about is if I bought something that was clean and it gets hail damaged. Obviously, then that puts me in a bad position. But this car right here, I mean, it needs a light cleaning. It's not, oh, there's ashes in here. There's ashes everywhere. That's interesting. So somebody was in here smoking. And they must have dropped their ashes must have dropped. There's ashes all over this. There's no smoking in my cars, man. Nope. And I don't smoke. So, not sure what happened there. But anyway, this thing, if you're looking for a good car, I'm telling you guys, you should bid on this one. And I'm not affiliated like with the sale of this car at all. Like none, not at all. I'm just telling you, this was my car. You can see all the paint in the back. Brian at the Auto Spa did his best to make this thing look better. It's a little damp. There's a little bit of water back here. As you can see, that is from the taillights. There's this gasket behind the taillights, and that gasket needs replaced. That was one of the things I was going to do. I was going to make a video about it because almost every Impala of this generation suffers from gasket failure behind the headlights, and you've got to take care of that or you're going to end up with you know, a flooded trunk. But I'm here to tell you, air these tires up, guys, and you can take this thing down the road. Like, this car runs and drives like an absolute dream. I wasn't just saying that when I had it because I was hoping somebody would buy it and I could make some money. Like, I'm telling you that now, and I don't make a dime off of this car. Like, I get nothing for saying this. Genuinely, though, this was a phenomenal car, and it was my first Impala from this generation, the last generation of the Impala, and I really couldn't believe how much I fell in love with it. My average fuel economy, I was getting 26 to 28 miles a gallon pretty regularly with this car. It gets great fuel economy. It's big. It rides like a dream. What more do you want? It's got no leaks. I already did. God, I flushed the transmission on this, or I should say I changed the trans fluid repeatedly, like 6 times. I think I went through 25 or 30 quarts of trans fluid getting that thing cleaned up. Never had another problem with the transmission having a shift flare at all. I'm telling you, this is a good one. So if you can get it cheap, here you go. It's your opportunity to get something really decent right here. Let's continue on. I'm sorry that I took so long on that car. That kind of took me by surprise. I did not know that my car was something I was going to run into out here. That was different. How about an old Buick? I like this. Is this a Lucerne? Took a little, oh, wow. No, scratch that. We're not, scratch that. Let's see what else we got. A Honda Insight over here. This thing has been here forever. Yeah, the whole front is gone on this. Like, it's, here you go. I mean, the engine is barely even hanging in this thing anymore. Yeah, it's a wrap. It's an absolute wrap for that one. Some of these cars have been here a long, long time, guys. Especially when you get out to this side of the yard. It's just kind of the same old same. I like to come out here from time to time, though, and see what they got. There's a decent little Mustang right there, but took a heavy hit to the back. Frame damage. It's buckled. So really no need to look at that. I'm definitely not interested in frame damaged cars. We're going to avoid those. Over here we got an old school Beamer 328. Why is this here? Hail damage a little bit. Overall doesn't look too bad though. I love this generation BMW. I really do. This one does not look too bad, guys. Oh, it's got hail. And a ton of parking lot dings on this side. I mean, this thing got ate up, man. Wow. The paint is coming off all over it on this side. That's bizarre. Man, you can clearly see the hail damage all up here. Up on the roof. Lots of hail damage. Let's take a look at the interior real quick. That's an automatic. That's all right. I'll forgive it. Nah. We'll move on. Let's see what else we got, because we're at the end of the road, guys, so we're gonna have to call it. Got a Lexus, Mercedes, smashed up Honda, a minivan. I'm still looking for a minivan or something for my daughter. I haven't completely decided what I want yet. I definitely don't want something like this though. You know, this one is a little crunched. Actually, it's not too bad. That's not too bad. I thought it was worse than that. It's a fender and a headlight. The paint's peeling. It needs a complete repaint. Yeah, I don't know. I almost feel bad getting her a minivan. I think a minivan is what she needs, truthfully. But at the same time, I remember the days when I had to drive a minivan because I had 4 kids, plus a wife and myself, plus my brother. You know, if we were all going somewhere, there was a lot of us, guys. And God forbid if any of my kids wanted to bring their friends, we had no choice. A minivan was the only thing that we could have. And, you know, it was decent. We had a Grand Caravan, just like the one I just showed you. but it definitely was not cool. But you could certainly fit everybody in it, that's for sure. Toyota Celica GT. I think we're about done, guys. I think we have looked at everything there is to look at. See this Jeep? We've seen this before. It's still here. I think that is a wrap. With that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Drop your comments down below and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.